Believe it. We're gone.
It would be funny if it goes
The
up.
world's biggest working movie and television studio. We're going to cover right around 400 acres today with Hal Brooker on the line. He is the co-host of the studio tour. Though you know him best as the host of this night show, and that's my jam. He's the man, the legend, the one and only Jimmy Fallon.
Welcome to the University Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get this experience in one shot. You've got the very best guy.
Tiffany.
And the greatest driver.
Reese.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Definitely Reese.
it's only $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Okay, look at these safety rules out of the way first, shall we? First things first, if you're experiencing a medical emergency, or if you drop something of value off the side of the trailer, if you have sound and video issues in your vehicle, what you're going to do is reach up and grab that on the red cord that runs directly above you instead of the train ceiling. I'll then go back there, just as you, we'll have a quick chat, and we'll figure out where and how to proceed from there. Now, otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated and keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Remember to use the red cord above your head if you need any assistance. Also remember that the studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or you just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. And again, I'll come back here to assist you. Please no smoking of any kind during the studio tour, and also be prepared. On today's tour, we're going to feature loud noises, spinach movement, fire effects, and many water effects. You're going to want to have those cameras up for those great picture opportunities, so keep in mind and be mindful of your electronics so they do not get wet. And last but not least, no self-sticks. But what you can do is eat, drink, and get merry. Any snacks or beverages, always enjoy them. We'll be together for about a good 45 minutes to an hour. Now, before we officially make our way onto the lot, I want to point out something happening here to your left-hand side, because this construction has garnered a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of questions about what this is going to be. So I'm going to confirm it, okay? This year left is going to be a roller coaster. Our first major roller coaster here at Universal Studios Hollywood. And it will be themed around the Fast and Furious franchise. So if you've heard anything else, that's not true. It is true that this is going to be a roller coaster, again, all based around the Fast and Furious franchise. So, we do not have it except for the stamp. Stay up to date with the progress of our website as well as our social media accounts. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. I don't know about you guys. She'll move it around, lots of moving parts, crew members running around, driving vehicles left and right. It's a little busy out on the lot today. So, as we're driving by some of the sound stages where we have production, I'm looking out for two things. Security guard with the orange flag is trying to get my attention, or red light flashing outside of our soundstage doors. If either of these things are happening, that is my huge record for production just ended. So if I'm suddenly not speaking and then this appears on your screens, that means that someone or something has told me to get off the microphone. Cool? We'll see what happens. If you guys see a celebrity, let me know. I'll do everything I can to get them to come over and say hello. It's for TNC, so I have no shame when it comes to something like that. If you see someone, let me know, especially if it's too late. I'm not going to jump off the tram because, you know, that's a safety rule, but I will be leaving promptly. Now, to your left-hand side, we're seeing sound stages 11 through 7. That's the order that we're driving through. We're driving past right now. Essentially, sound stages are just warehouses, but right around 95 to 98% soundproof. We can roll pretty much anything that we need within the walls of the stage. Now, we've had active production happening out of the last two on the left, numbers 8 and 7. These are 2 out of 3 stages that all belong to a show called Bel Air. Now, Bel Air has been filming here since their season 1 debut. It is the reboot of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I would say that the biggest difference, aside from it being a different cast, is that it is the same characters that we know and love, same concept as the original, but instead of the original, the way that it was written as a comedy, Bel Air is a bit more of a dramatic, more serious tone. We're looking at the costume pieces of the background from Bel Air. This is one of the costume trailers here to the left-hand side as well. This trailer behind this truck here to the left is the changing room trailer. We're one of them for production. Also, we're going to see another row of trailers behind this one. More trailers within the makeup department. Trailers for the actors involved in the project. The vehicles here, these specialty equipment vehicles, are all driven by our 399 our local Teamsters. There also are tram drivers here on the studio tour, nothing moves without the crew. They're responsible for bringing in these vehicles that are also bringing forth props, set pieces, costume pieces, camera equipment, lighting gear. Soundstage 14 is also home to Bel Air, and that's, I would say, the busiest of the 3 sound stages. Now, coming up on the right-hand side, we're going to see sound stages number 16, 17, 18, and 19. Did anybody ever watch a show called Never Have I Ever. Super cute show, still available on Netflix, but all four of those seasons filmed out of these stages here on the left-hand side. So if you ever saw that show and you saw the main character, Navy, walking around, going from classroom to classroom, walking through the hallways, getting something out of her locker, having lunch in the cafeteria, those were the sets built out of these stages here on the right-hand side. Now, Never Have I Ever was written and created by Mindy Kaling, streams on Netflix, and was produced by Universal Television. It is a comedy at the end of the day, which gives it a lot of leeway to tackle some potentially uncomfortable subjects while still maintaining a lighthearted, family-friendly approach to production. Now, speaking of family-friendly, let's cue the Ted statue here on the left-hand side. Who knows Ted? Family-friendly, yes or no? No, said someone back here. You know what? Someone on my last tour said that really just depends on the family, and I think Seth MacFarlane would love that answer. We worked with him quite a bit last year filming Ted TV, a prequel television show to the Ted franchise that you know and love. So, if you've never heard about it yet, I'm going to play you guys a little behind-the-scenes look into the making of Ted TV.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm excited to share with you a behind-the-scenes look at my Peacock original event series, Ted. It's a prequel series set in 1993. It's on skilled craftsmen, a house that we recreate downtown Boston. The exterior sets and facades you're about to see. But I should warn you, Ted is intended for mature audiences only. Grown-ups, tell the kids to go in the other room before you watch. Oh, come on!
Sorry, kids. Show the kids Hancock is a family that films throughout the lot is Lopez versus Lopez. They're in active production today. To the left-hand side on the soundstage 25, the same soundstage that they have their poster on the wall up. So, Lopez versus Lopez stars George Lopez, his daughter, his real-life daughter, Maya Lopez, which is her and Gabrielle Iglesias. She's also known as Bucky, a very famous stand-up comedian. Next door in soundstage 26, which is the one here on the left-hand side on the corner, that is where we have St. Dennis Medical filming today. They've taken over various parts of our lot. We're just double checking that this red light doesn't turn on. So to your left-hand side, at the end of the soundstage, we have that smaller door under the poster for the Gilded Age. There's a little red light right next to it. That's called a wigwag light. If that starts to flash red or burn red at any point, I think we go off the microphone. So I'm just keeping my eyes peeled on that door just to be on the safe side. As we cross the street here, moving away from the sound stages, we're officially making our way into the backlot. Now, we're going to drive down New York Street, which is what we're seeing here on the left-hand side in just a little bit. So I'm going to wait until we can actually get a full visual on that street. Because once you start to hear the productions that have taken place just on that street alone, it'll all start to click how many things film here on the Universal lot. So the collective of buildings to your left-hand side that you're looking at is known as the Metropolitan section. It's just the first 4 acres where the buildings are all over 50 feet tall to give us the illusion that we're looking at skyscrapers, but really these are just facades. The fronts and sides of buildings. Pay attention to a lot of the doors that look like they're going to lead into a building, because a lot of the doors don't work, or there's nothing past the door. It's really just, when we film here, we're focusing on creating the exterior. So if there's a scene that needs to be filmed in the middle of Brooklyn, we can make that happen. Downtown Los Angeles, for the few Fast and Furious films that have taken place here on the lot, we can pretty much recreate any major metropolitan city in the world that we need. So as we round the corner, we're going to first check out London Square. It's this sort of very beige, brown, gray, and white textured buildings. So this is all based around the Regency era of London. If you need a reference point, think Bridgerton. Bridgerton is based in the Regency era, but this is our take on it. Now to your left-hand side is this really cool mural, completely painted in HD paint. Some of the windows on the mural are reflecting what is on the right-hand side of us. Now, as close as we are to this mural, that's a big no-no for the camera. The camera needs to be a good distance away. Like this scene from Bruce Almighty.
Close the door! I'm in the shower!
So, in the background of this scene is the mural that you're looking at to your left-hand side, which means that the street that he's standing on is to your right-hand side. See where those golf carts are parked down there to the right-hand side? They're parked right in front of that same unit that he's standing in front of, running down those steps, getting to the sidewalk. So again, to your right-hand side, once we pass this little courtyard, you're going to see those golf carts parked on Brownstone Street. So it's not just known for Bruce Almighty, it's also been seen in Home Alone, Alone in New York, The Mindy Project with Mindy Kaling, just to name a few. B-E-A, so to your right. right-hand side, we're getting a little snippet, a little look into New York Street. Keep the because we are trailers here as well on the right-hand side. And when we have the actors hanging out in their trailers, when they have a break, right, we want to make sure that they're getting that church and state, that separation from work and rest. So we want to make sure that we're not bothering them. We do have to pause here for a few moments. So we're going to get another view of New York Street, just on the other side of this brick wall. And New York Street, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now because we're going to get a quick view of it, and then in a few minutes we'll get another view of New York Street. But New York Street has been seen in Captain America: The First Avenger, The Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Changeling, The Blues Brothers, every Fast and Furious film pretty much. This has also been seen in shows like SWAT, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Good Girls, Number One, New York Street again here on the right-hand side. And not to worry if you don't get the view you want right now, we are going to drive past it again in a couple minutes once we leave King Kong 360 3D, which is what we just got the clear to go check out right now. So, please, please, please do me a huge favor, guys. This is very serious, actually. Take out your phone if you don't already have them out. Open up the camera settings and turn the flash off. Feel free to take pictures and videos. It's absolutely okay. But just make sure the flash is off before doing so. It's a dark building. We don't want to create flashback, but we don't want to have the flash in everyone's eyes that we're sharing this experience with. Also, if you have anything on the floor, pick it up now, put it on your lap, as we will be experiencing sudden tram movements. And if you still have your boyfriends on the end, you have like 30 seconds to figure that one out. So, as you do, I'm going to quickly pass it over to Peter Jackson to give us some insight into the creation of King Kong 360 3D.
It's the original King Kong that made.
Oh, look, King Kong! Ah! He's taking the train! He's taking the train! Ah! Ah! He's pissed.
Replay that in your mind. Ask yourself if you can experience something similar to that, because we do still have Fast and Furious Supercharged to experience, and that is the grand finale of the tour. Feel free to hang with us for the duration of the tour and just opt down to Fast and Furious if that's going to be too intense for you. I'll remind you guys when we get to the halfway point. I'll check with you guys again as we're giving away with the Fast and Furious Supercharged, but just be mindful of how you're feeling. If anything changes, let us know. So we're going to make our way over to our picture card department. Keep those 3D glasses somewhere safe. You will need them again later, but definitely keep your cameras out at this point. Because if cars are your thing, then today is definitely your day. We're going to have these vehicles set up all on the left-hand side, but we can place cars here in this collection because we know they're not going to be needed anytime soon for production, possibly ever again. So last year we added 4 new ones that will be here. We've got this beautiful bright yellow 1932 Ford Coupe from American Graffiti. Keep your eyes peeled for the Ford from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The Fry's Electronics van from Nope and the Crawdaddy boat from us. Those are the newest. The rest of them we've had here for quite some time. We did have the Flintstone vehicles pulled from production a couple weeks ago, which was interesting. No official wording as to why, but it's fun to speculate, especially since we are in the era of reboots. Now, coming up, we have the gyrosphere from Jurassic World. It's this circular vehicle. Today, the gyrosphere does not have the glass casing that it has in the film. And that's because the glass casing was actually never there in the first place. It was added in digitally. If you film through glass, there will be a reflection of the camera crew. We can't have that. We run that risk. There's a whole day of production we have to do all over again. Now, we're not done with picture cars just yet. We have a few more that we're going to go check out that have been seen in the Lost World Jurassic Park. This movie stars Jeff Goldblum, Julianne Moore, and Vince Vaughn. There's a lot happening in this scene. Like in this moment. This vehicle is about to be pushed off of a cliff. But the cliff is actually not a cliff. That's our employee parking lot here at Universal Studios, conveniently located next to Super Nintendo World. The rain is not happening organically. It's also not even water. It is quite literally digital rain. Now, what's also digital are the windows on the vehicle. They're making it seem like there's things or people moving around, but the windows are actually LED screens simulating a little bit of movement because the vehicle on your screens is actually made out of plywood. There is no interior to this car at all. It does not work in the slightest, and it's about to be pushed off of this cliff, by the way, by not one, but two full-grown T-Rex. We're going to see a version of the T-Rex coming up on the right-hand side with our full-scale replica of a T-Rex again on the right-hand side. Now, the difference between this T-Rex and the one that Steven Spielberg used while filming the original Jurassic Park trilogy is that his moved. He actually managed to make mechanical monsters. We're going to have a mechanical Dilophosaurus on the right-hand side as an example. No, thank you. Now, that vehicle, again, on your screens from this scene is to your left-hand side. Getting to see it up close to person. Again, the structure is plywood. The windows are LED screens. And if this was the evening tour, we would be simulating some movement, some velociraptor running around. Sometimes even Dilophosaurus. They're the ones that we just saw. They have a little crest to push forward. They're about Are you guys laughing because you think it's funny? I hope it is. I cannot confirm the story. I'm so sorry. I can't. I hope it is. I'm safe. Safe from all of it. From all of those pesky water effects we're going to put you guys through today on the tour. And there are several water effects on the tour, okay? Now, depending on what car you're in, you get more or less water effects when experiencing King Kong 360 3D. I would say cars 1 and 3 experience the most water effects, and cars 2, 3, and 4 just a little less if you're experiencing King Kong 360 3D specifically. Now, if you're on the left-hand side of the tram, you will be getting the next water effect, as it is specifically for you. I know, it immediately touches the hair, checks the makeup, like, oh no, oh no. And you know what, though, I think, what, you're in row 3, you should be okay. I would still maybe scoot in if you could. Car 1, that back left corner, it's a hit or miss. Sometimes you guys get all the water, sometimes not so much. Car 2, 3, 4. Good luck to you. Scoot in or something. Ask your friends next to you if you can swap seats, because I cannot guarantee anything. It really just depends on the moment that we arrive. Don't look ahead. No spoilers. I don't know what you're looking at. Oh, I do know what you're looking at. Just kidding. Okay, so we're just waiting to get the clear to go check out Old Mexico. Old Mexico has been seen in Three Amigos, starring Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and Steve Martin. Big Fat Liar, starring Frankie Muniz, Amanda Bynes, and Paul Giamatti. And if you're a Lady Gaga fan, it should look super familiar if you've seen her music. We're going to create absolute heavy rainfall. And we'll see what else happens after that. Now, strategically speaking, if you're a director and you're trying to place rain in your scene, sometimes it's just for aesthetic. It's just to have something different happening in the scene. And sometimes it's strategic, like the way the scene is what you want rain. If you rewatch any of the original Jurassic Park movies, as well as the Jurassic World films, you're going to now realize that every single dinosaur attack happens in the middle of a rainstorm, or a body of water, or a little bit of both. We see this over the way of raising the stakes and making it just that much worse to watch. And we can control the rain. So, let's see if we can keep conjure up today. We got a little bit of lightning. Okay, we can actually see it coming nice right now. We can hear the thunder nice and clear. Check, check. Let's cue the rain now, please. Okay. So, we're sending water up through overhead sprinkler systems and letting it fall down to the ground naturally. Notice that there are gaps in between the sprinkler systems. If we were actually filming something right now, there would be no gaps. All these gaps would need to be filled in, because the more water on screen, the easier it is to see. We would be filming at this point at a little after 4 o'clock. We would if this was 10 o'clock at night, it's not enough for like now 4 days. We'd have to add 20 fish and add a little bit of powdered butter to the water as well. It gives it a tint. I know it's weird, but it works. But it's not milk though, it's that flash flood. It's just one record first being for the second one show. If you're gonna try to scoot in, you find it. You scoot! Listen, I don't know how bad it's gonna be for your car to too, but maybe you can Oh no, I'm so sorry. You guys okay? I did warn y'all. I did warn. Oh, part 2 of the front, you guys okay? That's a lot.
It's on the left side.
Are you okay? That was more than I thought it was. I did not anticipate that. My bad. My bad. On the right hand side, you guys can feel you are, right? You're good? Okay, good. That's your next. So. Yeah, we'll see about that.
Gonna have to do both. Yeah, I don't have a picture.
And now we're making our way over to our very famous Western set known as Six Points. Now, Six Points has been seen in hundreds of classic cowboy films that have starred the legends like John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Kirk Douglas, Clint Eastwood. But over the last few years, it's regained a bunch of popularity because of a movie called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Produced and directed by Quentin Tarantino, this movie stars Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie. Now, of those three, the two that were here 6 days a week, 3 months worth of production were Brad Pitt. Everything here in 6 Points makes an appearance in this movie for around 40 minutes worth of screen time. It's almost half the film, so if you haven't got the chance to watch it, you must see it ASAP, because looking at this set now in real time and the way that it looks on screen, it's practically identical. I will say that the two biggest differences to the way that we're looking at it now and the way that it looks on screen is that in the film, there's dirt covering all of the ground here in 6 Points, and then on top of every door there's a banner. We have very few banners here today. We've got the saloon, the dressmaker, the boarding shop here on the left-hand side. We've got the apothecary, and the clothing store here on the right-hand side. Those are all things that are specific to the way that we stage this property. But production, when they come in, they usually do replace them or put signs on top of them, but they gotta make sure that every door has a sign. This movie was so top secret, but it was almost impossible to hide. 6 Points is right in the middle of the tour, so no matter which way we drive, we will be passed by 6 Points, regardless. Now, there would be days that Brad Pitt would be sitting in a convertible in front of the camera, and we would be driving within 10 feet of production. We were so close that we could hear Quentin Tarantino saying roll sound, roll background, action, cut, reset. All of it was pretty cool. But hiding Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio was very hard. There was usually someone every day in the front car going, oh, was that Brad Pitt? We would be like, what's that? Never heard of Brad Pitt before. Who's Leonardo DiCaprio? We had to keep them very under wraps, which was almost impossible to do. Now, at the same time as Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Quentin Tarantino were filming this mega blockbuster movie in the Western set, there was a really fun, super quirky TV show filming over here in Little Europe. And this TV show starred Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. It was The Good Place. Did anyone watch that show? To review, it's still streaming on Netflix if you haven't gotten the chance to do so, as well as Peacock, but we have preserved it as best we possibly can. We even brought out some of the top pieces and furniture from The Good Place. We did take away most of the overt signs except for one, and I'm not going to spoil it. It's a cute little tidbit that's part of the show. If you've never seen it, I'm going to play you guys a little snippet about the show. Take a look.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This local, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
I pause it here because we're going to film that scene. It's actually these little Easter egg people right here to the left-hand side.
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
So this is something known as The Good Place, yes. But this is also Genovia, the Princess Diaries 2 of royal engagement. It's also seen in Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. The moments after Captain Jack Sparrow threatened Elizabeth Swann on the dock, of course Commodore Norrington did not find that very funny, so he sent his men out to run through the town, chasing after Captain Jack Sparrow in hopes of catching him. He was hiding behind doors, through corridors, before he eventually found Volturno. But where he was hiding through those scenes was here in the Ligra. This is also responsible for all of our monster movie history. Dracula, the Wolfman, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Bride of Frankenstein, they all have history here in the Ligra. The monsters were the first movies that Universal Studios ever created. Some studios in the industry, their foundation lies within the westerns. Some are within the dramas. We, here at Universal, we're all about the monsters. So as we're paused here at this intersection for another minute or two, I just want you to know that we're a little more than halfway through the tour at this point. The same thing applies as I was saying earlier. If you need to be off of this tram for any reason because you dropped out and can't wait to use the restroom, gotta get back to the theme park, whatever the case may be, that is fine. We'll know on the red pool, we'll get you guys accommodated. But also keep in mind that we do have that one more motion simulator to experience at the grand finale. But if you don't think you can hang with another motion simulator, that's okay as well. Keep us posted, we'll figure it out. So the monsters were the first movies that Universal Studios ever made, but many of them got their start within the walls of sound stages. Then when we started to expand upon our backlot, we transferred over the them, and even sometimes with the tram, we're like, maybe we shouldn't drive past it today. But that is the only set still remaining from this silent film era. Now, Steven Spielberg, he's a director that can handle any genre. He definitely has a soft spot, though, for suspense thrillers and psychological. That is especially true when it comes to Jaws. Now, Jaws was a movie that we, of course, now know and love, but for a while there, they weren't sure that they were ever going to get this movie made. We'll get into that later. But we have our own version of Amity here at the town associated with Steven Spielberg's Jaws. Thankfully, our version of Amity is nowhere near as problematic as Steven Spielberg's. We have a police director today. His name is George. When we bring the tram through, George put together a little reenactment of a scene from the movie. So, oh, no. Let's see how George does today.
You got eaten.
Didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
For like that scene,
And we're always saying,
The water.
Not working. Repeat. The shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited for the shark. Well enough. For a while there,
The main culprit that caused so many days and technical difficulties and caused the shark to stop working on set is the ocean. The salt water rusted away the shark within 3 weeks of production. When the shark stopped working completely, this is how Steven Spielberg managed to save the movie. So in this scene now, we're going to realize that we never see the shark make an appearance in this moment. That's because this is one of the many days the shark did not work for Steven Spielberg. So instead of forcing the shark to only kind of work, Steven Spielberg transformed the camera into the shark instead. We cut under the water to see the camera get closer and closer. Right when we should see the shark strike here, we don't. We've cut to the surface. We do not need to see what's happening under the water to know. And that's what Steven Spielberg banked on, is that he would leave the gaps in there, hoping that the audience would not have to see it to believe it. And we ultimately didn't have to, because we came up with our own conclusions. We filled in those gaps by using our imagination, and this is what transformed this movie into a psychological thriller. It's what made it scarier than the movie was ever supposed to be. It did not stop people from lining up around the block to get tickets to see this movie in theaters, and that's how Jaws got its name as the first ever summer blockbuster. All those big movie releases that we wait for to be released in the summer because they're going to be big, epic experiences, that's because of Jaws. Steven Spielberg was running 100 days behind filming schedule, had no choice but to release this movie into theaters in the summer, and effectively, and by accident, changed the game. The shark from Jaws is terrifying, but the Desperate Housewives were scarier, and this is where they
So
live.
squirrel, look here.
Welcome
Squirrel.
to Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives.
I think that's real, yeah.
Everyone in suburbia can appreciate. It's a good name.
These are real trees. This is a town where they make movies.
So for all the years that Desperate Housewives was in production, nothing else was allowed to film here. And it wasn't because of their busy filming schedule. It's because literally nothing else was allowed to film here. ABC, the network that produced and distributed Desperate Housewives, they felt as though that the aesthetic of this neighborhood was so important to this show's success that they wanted nothing else to be able to be tied back to this neighborhood. So not even when this show was on break, a commercial could not come here to film in the video time. A show could not use this. Nothing. This was only to the Desperate Housewives. Now, most of these houses are facades, like this house here on the right-hand side with the big red door. Take a few steps up to the front door of this house, and you're going to hit a tree. Go about 10 steps past that tree, and you're up a cliff. Right down into the good place. Nothing going on in that house at all. The yellow house on the right-hand side, that's Davy's house from Never Have I Ever. You can use the first floor of that home. Now, the purple and white house on the right-hand side, that used to be 1313 Mockingbird Lane. It was home to the Munsters. So long before the housewives showed up, and then long after they left. Colonial Street, which is the actual name of this part of the lot, did home to some pretty epic neighbors through the years. Neighbors 2 was Sorority Rising with Zac Efron and Seth Rogen, and Chloe Grace Moretz. Wineham with James Franco, Bryan Cranston, and technically Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley were kissed. Last year, Eddie Murphy took over this part of our lot for many months for a movie called Candy Cane Lane, which you can stream on Amazon. We also have a left-hand TV here as well. Now, coming up on the left-hand side, we're seeing the Lion Estate Gates. Does anybody know where they're from? Where? Yes, thank you. Back to the Future. Someone on my last story said that it was from the Leave It to Beaver neighborhood, which is like definitely Back to the Future. Now, the Lion Estate Gates were very important to Back to the Future. The first one, the Marty McFly is sent back in time in 1955. The only thing that he actually recognizes are the Lion Estate Gates. But when he walks around the gates, what he's hoping is his neighborhood, there's nothing there. That land in 1955 wasn't even remotely developed into properties just yet. But we're in the process of developing quite a few new things for the studio tour. So we're going to see some sneak peeks up to your left-hand side where you see, so just see. I cannot confirm what you animal customers. Please keep your eyes peeled on your emails because I did some sneak peek preview stuff for your 16th anniversary celebration here next week. It's super exciting, but at this point, guys, we're making our way over to Fast and Furious Supercharged. We have 1 more set of and then we're immediately going to make our way over there. So any last minute accommodations or concerns need to be addressed ASAP. Okay, sooner rather than later. But before we get to that last set, I want to kind of preemptively point this out because when we pull forward here in a few, this set is going to be on your left-hand side, but almost completely over your left shoulder. This is going to be to your left-hand side. Kind of look over your left shoulder, and you will see that crash site again from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. Now, what we're going to drive through right now is a set called Jupiter's Claim. It is all the original pieces brought in from the last day of a movie that stars Danny Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, Brandon Perea, and Stephen Young. Welcome to Jupiter's Claim from Oscar winner Jordan Peele's No.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible mission and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, we're facing the window. And have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Share. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, is the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. So tired. And you know, look behind this house,
Look at it.
welcome to the world of no.
Look at it.
Jordan Peele. He's definitely known for giving us a lot of subtle hints. At the time, no. That's actually the biggest hint he gave us regarding this movie because it stands for not of planet Earth. So leave it to Jordan Peele to give us the entire meaning of the film, secretly hidden in the title. And when I think of the word subtle, I don't think of the Fast and Furious franchise, but that's why we love them. Why we decided to make it the grand finale of the studio tour. This is it. You do not need your 3D glasses for this one just yet. You will need them soon, but keep it on standby. I'll let you know when to put them on in a few minutes. In the meantime, of course, leave the flash off the
This is
camera.
more serious than I thought.
What's your son? Wait, what? Hello? This is a secure plug. This is a joke. Everybody is a joke.
We just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service, and as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks.
Oh my.
One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle.
What?
And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come. He'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, Stink Pickle.
I am so tired of you stink guys stepping in. Just whenever you feel like it.
Mute him.
Don't you?
See you later. Whoops. Oh.
My name is Roman Pierce.
Oh, hey, Roman.
Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you. We've shown for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
Alright, look, guys. We're gonna keep Shaw from finding you. But to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here. So put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give
party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not...
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Never mind, a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss. You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in another.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.